Have you ever finished a sticker and it just looks flat, limp, sad, like it's part of the background? It just lays there right on the page? Yeah, same here. Then I discovered sticker outlines. Yeah, you actually need to outline them. Maybe add some shadow, pop them off the page, then you're golden. Let's create a glow outline. This effect creates a dreamy outer glow that's great for digital stickers used in light theme planners. I already have my artwork made, and I'm gonna show you guys just three different ways to outline it. So I'm just making my canvas a little bigger right now, which, if you didn't know, you can go in and crop or resize and make yourself a larger canvas, which is awesome. But I filled my page with most of my stickers, so I'm just giving myself a little extra room so I can add my outline. So we're going to make sure our artwork is all on one layer. And that's one of the reasons why I put it on a new canvas, because I like to keep all of my layers. And we're going to go ahead and duplicate our artwork as well. And then on the duplicate, we're going to go ahead and select tool. And we're going to make sure freehand is selected. Now we're simply going to trace around our sticker and bring that back to the start. And then we're going to go down to where you see feather, and we're going to feather very lightly, like a 2 to 3%. I think the most control I could get my little guy to move was about at 5%, but that's fine. And now we are going to pick a bright white, or any color you want, but I'm going to show you with a bright white. And we are going to fill the selection with that bright white color. All right, we're going to head on over to the adjustments menu and pick out Gaussian blur. And this is just going to help us expand and soften the edges of our sticker into a nice, fun, glowy effect. See, isn't it fancy? And we're going to go ahead and make sure we are still on our new layer. And we're going to play with lowering the opacity. And we're also going to go through some of the layer modes and see what kind of fun and trouble we can get into. Right now, I'm still trying to play with the opacity. And now I'm going to start scrolling through the different options. As you can see, some of these options are really fading out my colors. So you want to be mindful of that as you go through the menu. Sorry guys, geez, I didn't mean to roll through this so fast. I guess I should have put a seizure warning on this video. But let's slow it down and scroll through, and I decided I liked the overlay option, and I ended up setting my opacity at, I believe, around 41%. Now I actually left the outline layer on top of this sticker. I just went in and took a screenshot of what it would look like so that you could actually see it underneath the sticker. But that is it for the glow effect, y'all. The next one we're going to move into is the shadow outline to give her a little bit of depth and some moody vibes. All right, let's set the mood. First things first, we're going to duplicate our original work again. As you can see, we are going to select, go to the select tool again, use freehand, and trace around our sticker once again, just nice and slow. We're going to do a color fill again. And then we're going to change the duplicate color to a dark gray or dark black. I went with purple myself for this one. Now we're going to move the duplicate layer slightly off from the original. We can either go down and right or bottom left. And we're just going to see how that looks. It takes a little bit of playing to get it situated. I'm just kind of moving it around to see what may or may not look good. And we're going to go back to our adjustments and go to Gaussian Burr once again to soften those rough edges and make our sticker look a little bit more magical. And then we're going to hop on over to our layers panel again. And just like in our glow demonstration, we are going to play with the opacity of our sticker. And this is going to be completely personal taste. And then we're also going to play with the different layer. Ooh, did you see that? She looked like a demon. The different layer selections to see what looks best on our girl here today. So I was not a huge fan of the offset on my sticker, so I went into my layer and moved my sticker background, or excuse me, sticker layer around a bit more to try to get it a little bit more to my liking. I'm just moving the whole layer, stretching it out, getting it a little bit more even. So at this point, you can see she's really dark. So I decided to go ahead and make a duplicate layer. And then I went ahead and filled that layer with a light color just so I could see how much shadow. And it is really giving us a lot of depth and a lot of shadow. So I do think she looks pretty good on a light background. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And I'm going to go ahead and pick white, and I am going to color drop on that outside outline. And look at her. Isn't she cute? That's our shadow depth layer, guys. And we're going to be moving on to the final outline, the classic sticker outline. This is just me. I don't know what I'm doing here. What I should be doing is copying and pasting. I'm probably fiddling with something. Probably that cup in old girl's hand, because I'm pretty sure it's the flattest cup of flat cups ever. It almost looks like she's trying to eat a mouse. I have a flat mouse, and that's what it's reminding me of. Anyways, let me go ahead and figure out what your girl is doing. Choppy chop some of this out. Oh, no. We're getting back on track. We're getting back on track. Yeah, we are. All right. So I'm just going to copy and paste this into a new canvas. That way I have her all in one layer, and my original with 1985 layers is protected. Do, 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 do. Also, I'm resizing because once again, my canvas was a little too small once I added my outline. So, ta-da! Here we are, ready for our classic and last layer outline of the day. I'm duplicating the artwork once again. All right, for our classic outline, I'm going to show you, we'll just call it a 2 for 1. So this is going to be like we did for the glow and the shadow outline. Kind of. We are going to go to select. We are going to tap feather. We're going to make sure the slider is on 0. And we're going to tap invert. And then we're going to go to our duplicate and select fill with the outline color. And as you can see, I filled with white. You can see it's a little messy up in there, but anyways, I digress. Then we're going to go ahead and go back to Gaussian blur to slightly soften the hard edges. All right, now to take care of that mess, I'm going to use my sticker brush that I created and you can grab for free. And I'm just going in and coloring everything white. So so basically your background, there's no transparency showing through on your final sticker. I'm just cleaning up some of the edges because as you can see where we used the glow around like the flower headband, it didn't quite go out past the flowers as an outline should do. So I'm just continuing to go around my sticker outline carefully, look and make sure I've got everything colored and just smooth out any rough edges that I don't want. Look, I'm going to try to color drop and nope, that's not going to work. No shortcuts here today, guys. So I'm just going to finish her out and clean it up with my sticker brush. And that's it. I'm going to move it under my sticker and like it's still a little off. So I'm going to grab my sticker brush one more time and do my sticker outline the way I normally do, which is I freehand with my sticker outline brush and I just make it nice, big, and chunky and just slowly trace around my sticker. And as you can see, I am just adding some additional white to my sticker. And depending on where you're going to get your sticker printed, if you're going to print it at home, some sticker professional companies will actually add a white border for you. So a white border isn't always necessary, but it does give you that classic sticker look. So if you are going to print professionally, touch base with the company. They normally have it listed on their website, and you can go from there. And I'm just cleaning up some rough edges, trying to make her smooth. And y'all, that cup is driving me nuts. It really looks like a mouse pad I have. It's just like what is this on my face? Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I know. It's not about the mouse pad. It's not about the mouse pad. There's not even a mouse pad. No, it's got me all frazzled, dazzled. I think she's cute. She just has weird stuff in her hands. And once I have the outline created, I'll do the same thing I did in the previous technique. I'll just go ahead and fill all the white space so nothing's going through. And now I'm just going to go ahead and export her as a PNG. That's it, y'all. And she's done. If you guys want to try out these effects today, I do have a free mini brush pack in my Procreate starter kit that I will make sure and a link in the description, guys. So go ahead and try that out if you would like. Bye bye. See you next time.